Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This will be a review on a new figure from the company Pop Toys in Hong Kong. This is the 1/6 scale butterfly helmet female warrior figure. This is the deluxe version, as stated on the box, which you saw in the unboxing video. Do check that out if you haven't seen it, so you can get a really nice look at the gorgeous packaging that this figure comes in. Let's get stuck into the review. I hope you enjoy it. Now I do want to acknowledge, like I did in the unboxing, that Pop Toys got in touch with me and said that they'd seen the channel, they'd watched some videos and they enjoyed them, and they wanted to know if I would be, interested in reviewing one of their products. I just sent back a simple reply saying yes, I'd like that very much, and here's my address below. And a week and a half later, this figure arrived. I had no idea what was coming. I did check their Facebook page to see what kind of new figures they had on the horizon, to just get an idea of what it might be. I saw this figure, I saw many other kind of warriors and samurais, ninjas, knights from the medieval kind of era. I saw Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that's the Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie figures. There was two versions of Jolie, the stealth version and the combat version, just the one version of Brad Pitt. I saw a Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock figure, and a whole bunch of other stuff. One of these warriors came with a big white horse, which was really, really well done from what I can see in the pictures. So this is my first experience with any kind of samurai, this kind of thing. I've never really seen anything like this in person. I mentioned Moggy215 in the unboxing. I have to mention him again now because he is one of the people that I know collects, or did collect at one point, these kind of figures. So I've known about them for some time, but never really seen them in person. When I go to Forbidden Planet up London, these aren't the kind of figures that I see in the cabinets. It's always Marvel and DC stuff. So it is a very nice breath of fresh air for me. And I've got to say, just because Pop Toys sent this along and were very generous, and I'm very flattered by that, obviously, I will be 100% honest with you. Don't want my credibility to go out the window. If there's anything to tell you, you can be sure I'll tell you. I'll tell you straight out of the gate, it's very impressive. When you hold her in your hand, I don't know if it's just the fact that the armor is all metal, but she feels very heavy. It's almost like she's got a metal body, but I know she doesn't. At least I'm pretty sure she doesn't. It's all listed here. Everything she comes with. So I'm pretty sure it's just kind of like a similar kind of body they might have used with the Tomb Raider figure. But the armor, all the black armor you see here, the shins, the knees, that's all metal. The gauntlet guards, they're metal. This is all metal. Really nicely done. Metal chest armor, stomach armor, shoulder armor. Comes around the back. Let me just turn around. You can see how these actually move. That's really nicely done, but you can see she is completely covered in armor, and it doesn't make her look bulky. It's really, really nice and tight fitting. And I did move the arms around a little bit before. They don't seem to be hindered by the armor. Just look at how good the side profile is on this. I really do like the head sculpt. It's very nice, and the ponytail comes separate. You just click it in. It's removable because you need to be able to remove it to put the butterfly samurai helmet on. And there's the face guard, which is very intimidating looking. I can't wait to see what she looks like all done up like she is on the box there. You could also take off all of these armor plates and you can put them on this wooden accessory here. All the accessories are either metal and wood, so all the samurai swords and the dagger, look at that, that is really, really classy, just really nice. But you can set this up. Let me just show you here. So if you were to take all the armor off, there's the wooden accessory that I've got the helmet balancing on at the moment. You see the shins go down the bottom, and then it goes like that, and then the arm and the rest of the armor, until you have this set up. So you could have the figure in just under clothing, which is this nice kind of blue material with the nice patterns on it and stuff. So you could have her just wearing that with the whole samurai armor, which you can see here on the back of the box. That's what it looks like when it's on display, not on the figure, which I think looks really badass. Let's take a look at the head sculpt. I'll show you this footage now with the LED light shining in her face, and then I'll turn the light off so we can get a more natural look at her with just the natural light pouring in behind me. Now, I do like this expression. It's very simple. She's just looking forward. There's a lot of more Wonder Woman figures at the moment with teeth showing ever so slightly and slightly open mouths on head sculpts, and I'm a bit tired of seeing those teeth showing now. I've had a more recent Harley Quinn figure and very much showing the teeth, so nice for a change just recently to get a female figure like this that's just closed mouth, looking forward, pretty simple. She looks deep to me, like she's thinking, or I don't know, just kind of slightly battle hardened, but still soft looking. She hasn't got any scars on her face, but she just doesn't look to me like, like a pretty little girl in a samurai outfit, which is where this could have gone very wrong. She does look young. She does look pretty clean. She hasn't got any scars on her face, like I've said, but she also looks determined and just wise and old before her time or something. It's in her eyes. She looks young, like I say, but there's just something there. I wouldn't, what's the word? Underestimate her. What are you going to do? I'm just talking about an action figure in front of me, but I have to just tell you what's going through my mind when I'm looking at this thing, and I like the way it's been done. I like the way the eyes, there's not much makeup on her face. She is about to go into battle, I assume, so she wouldn't be wearing lots of lipstick and eyeliner and all that. There does seem to be a little bit of eyeliner on the top lid, which is nice, just kind of brings it a little bit, I don't know, just gives you a little something to look at, because she isn't wearing any other makeup other than that. There doesn't seem to be anything on the lips. The skin has this really kind of realistic, kind of, not freckles, but just those little speckles and little imperfections that we all have on our skin. So yeah, that's really nice. I like the way the eyebrows have been done. Not as dark as the hair on her head, because there's less of it, which makes sense. And yeah, what else can I tell you? I do like it. Like I said, I like the way the head sculpt is really simple. She's just looking forward, but to me, there's something in her eyes that kind of, it's very well suiting to a warrior. I mean, she looks to me like a warrior. So let's go ahead and zoom out. Yep, very nice head sculpt. Hair is this hair is detachable at the back, so that you can get the samurai helmet on her head. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Let me get her looking up a bit. See? Very nice. Right there, that is a great head sculpt. That's a great look. Very nice. Alright, well, let's take a look without the light shining in her face. Now, this is just the natural light. And, yep, let me just get her looking straight forward again. I'll just zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so I do rate this head sculpt pretty highly. I like it. It serves its purpose very well. I like the expression, I like the paintwork, the sculpt, it's all good. So now that we've taken a look at the head sculpt, let's start panning down and look at the rest of the figure. The neck area. I like the way the two different colours there, the beautiful sort of bright white, the very dark navy that follows after it. Very sharply done, very clean. Spin the figure around, comes up right to where the hairline is at the back of the head. And the armour, very, very nicely done. All of the little kind of red string or ribbon, whatever you want to call it, that goes all through these little sections on the armour and all attaches to itself. Now, I know obviously you could take off the armour and place it onto that wooden accessory, which I showed you on the back of the box there. It does look fantastic, and I'd love to do that. I'd love to show you that in this review, but I'm a little bit worried about how difficult it may or may not be to put the armour on and off again. So I don't know, I'm pretty busy at the moment, so I don't know if I've really got time to be messing around with all these little strings, but I would definitely want to display her in her full armour. So that is probably the way I'm going to leave her. But this lifts right up and even bends. They're all separate plates, so there's plenty of movement, and you can see that's not going to hinder anything. In fact, there's even a nice bit of gold armour under there, which I didn't know about. That is really nicely done, but it's not going anywhere. It's just got a great movement to it, so that's not going to hinder your posing at all when it comes to holding the katanas or the samurai sword, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, the chest armor again, very nicely done. See how it comes down here. I don't know if it actually goes all the way under the arm. Let me just lift this up. Let me just pan the camera down a bit. So yeah, you can see. Be careful that she doesn't punch the camera as she turns around. Okay, so yeah, I didn't see this before. There's more string attaching this bit, and then there's some kind of black string or ribbon. So I don't think I'll be removing the armor myself because, you know, I do want to display it like this, and I'm worried that I won't be able to get it as tightly fitted as it is when you get the figure. So let me just show you the back again. I love this. See that? This little detail of the arm there. Again, this whole kind of scheme of outfit is very new to me. Pop Toys did do a League of Shadows figure. My buddy Nick reminded me of that recently. So I'd really like to try and get my hands on that eventually for my Batman Begins collection. Favorite movie of all time. Love this pattern here. Very nice. That continues all the way up. But yeah, very nice armor. These little gold sections have these little loops that actually move on them. So that's cool. And now we pan down to her midsection, the waist. Really like the gauntlets. They are, don't forget, they're all metal. So they really do add a nice weight to the figure. A really sort of nice quality feel. And I'm assuming this, yep, that all moves too. All moves really well, so again, that's not going to hinder any leg articulation. This section here is definitely very flexible, so that's not going to stop anything either. We'll just come around the back. And flaps here. They both move, and again, all separate pieces held together very efficiently. I do like that. Let me just get them to fall properly. There you go. And I don't know what you'd call this, like a sash, or I've seen in one of the pictures that one of the samurai swords can sort of go in there, so she can hold one in each hand, and then the third sort of dagger she could have maybe attached here somehow. I'll try that out for you in a little bit. Now let's just pan down to the boots. Yep, the shin guards, the knee guards. Very nicely done. Again, metal. Yep, now the legs, the shin guards, the knee guards. Very nicely done again, all metal. I don't think that's going to hinder your knee bend at all, which we'll find out soon enough. And aha, so that is what this is. I was wondering where this little bit of red string came from. I guess this came loose. That looks easy enough to tie up. What do? You just double wrap it around and then tie it up at the back. I can do that. So yeah, I'll fix that easy peasy. So there's her material outfit underneath. Nice quality feel. And her footwear, little sandals. Let me just zoom in on those for you. Yeah, nicely sculpted, nicely painted. Nice effect on the actual sandals themselves, not just painted one flat colour. You got a black wash in there to bring out the details. Nicely done. Yeah, I do like these black shin guards. Right, I'm going to use one of her swords here because it is metal, just to tap it on this, so you can hear that that is definitely metal. Very nice. Yep, she's fully armoured, ready for battle, and I do love these samurai swords. Look at the work on the handles. We'll get a better look at these in a minute. It's the one time I'm actually going to enjoy looking at accessories. So let's get into the accessories, and like I say, I do tend to find doing accessory sections quite boring in videos, but on this occasion I'm actually really looking forward to it because they're very, very cool accessories. Now here is one of the swords. This is like the medium length one. That's the very long one in the back there. It comes with its own stand, which I love. Let's get this to focus on you. Yeah, the handle, very nicely done. Nice detail underneath there on the hilt, is that what you call it? Or the protector for your hand, whatever that is. I'm not a sword expert, so I couldn't tell you. But this is the real deal. Look at the kind of wavy effect. You see it going down the center of the blade itself. Very nice. Obviously now this is a metal sword, so that is very nicely done. So that is the medium katana. Now let's have a look at the dagger, or the short sword. I'm really not a sword expert, so I'm probably getting that wrong, but this, in the unboxing I wasn't able to do this one-handed, but it does actually come out. It's very secure when it's in there. Same design as the medium-sized sword. Again, metal, very nice indeed. Again, with the nice subtle wavy effect going down the center of the sword itself on both sides. And then that just pops back in the housing, or the sheath. So now we have the big one. This is quite spectacular. Check out the detail on this. Let me zoom in. There we go. Yeah, very impressive, this one. What actually are these? Let's see. I can't quite make it out. I think it's... well, it's definitely something. Really nice sculpt and great paint. I can't make out exactly what it is. There's the detail underneath as well. Very nice. Again, metal. And you can see that shimmery kind of wavy effect on the blade again. But this really is quite a large sword. It's definitely the biggest samurai sword I've ever had. I've got the Deadpool figure and he comes with two, but they ain't nowhere near as big as this. That is very nice. So that's all three swords that she comes with. Very impressive. Here is her face guard with the teeth. Very nice. And a little elastic strap there that would just go over her head. You put that on quite easily. So we'll see what that looks like soon. It's very nicely done. And onto the helmet itself, which again has these kind of moving hanging parts, so be careful with that. And tie the strap around underneath her chin. The butterfly motif on the design of the helmet itself. Love the red detail on the back. This is metal too. It's quite heavy, the whole thing. So that is very impressive. Very nicely done. And you've also got some kind of strapping in there to protect the actual head sculpt, I think, from scratching. So that's also a nice touch. That is a very cool accessory. Looking forward to seeing how she looks with this on. We'll get to that real soon. They also give you this really nice box, which is made of wood. Real wood. Really nicely done. I'm not too sure exactly what the purpose is for this. Maybe you are supposed to put the helmet in there if you're not using it. Maybe it's meant for putting something on top of it to display it that way. It might be on one of the pictures on their website that I can check out and find out exactly what this is meant for. But it is a nice touch. Nevertheless, you know, it's real wood, lovely metal kind of brass sections on the side, and a nice little motif there on the front. So yeah. Nice box. And the flag has this wooden... I love it because all the accessories are either metal or wood. And this is all real wood with a real metal pole with the flag here. I guess that's the clan's logo. I thought it would have been maybe a butterfly, or maybe I'm being silly there. But yeah, I do like it. That would have been cool on the flag. But, you know, definitely serves its purpose. Lets the enemy know who they're up against. Oh, and of course there is this... what is this made from now? This is very tough, whatever it is, but it's meant to look... You can see that kind of straw effect. Let me just zoom in. See how it looks like those mats you get? Very nice effect. Just makes for a nice display piece. We have obviously the lovely cultural artwork here. Does that change as it goes around? Let me see. Yep. Very nice. So you really need a decent bit of space to display this deluxe version to its full potential, because you'd want to show all this stuff. It just helps bring it to life a little bit more. You know, adds a bit of a history to it, a bit of a story. And there's all manner of ways you could display it. The head comes off really easy, at least mine did on this occasion. Just came off and left that kind of blocky bit there. So I wanted to put on the face protector, the mask here, but I don't think it's a good idea to try and squeeze that over the top of her head. I thought it'd make more sense to try and put it on from underneath instead, because there's less width there, so it should be a lot easier to do it that way. So let me just go ahead and put that on. Alright, so I got the mask on. That went on really easy. And I did it the way I was describing to you just then, trying to put it on from underneath rather than over the top of the head. That seemed to work really easy. So now let's see how she looks with the helmet on top as well. Let's complete the look, ready for battle. So there it is, all complete. I did, rather than have these, I guess actually they have tucked these strings that hang down behind the armor, so I could always do that. I decided to kind of put them over her shoulder around the back instead of the two sort of red strings hanging down here, but I will actually probably just copy what Pop Toys have suggested in their picture there and tuck it down behind the chest armor. But there you go, and I told you those eyes were going to cut through. Those are the eyes of a warrior. I like that. Looks cool. Well, that is the way I want to display her. It's a shame though, because that head sculpt, I really do like it. So it's not that nerve-wracking to put this on and off, to be honest. I think it'll be good. Just be careful. You should be able to take this on and off at your will and display her one way one week and another way another week. But that is the complete armored up look. Looking forward to putting the swords in her hand, getting some poses for you. Let's spice things up. That so far, just as suspected, is very impressive to look at. Very different. Again, can't stress that enough. Got a lot of Batman stuff, DC stuff, Michael Myers stuff, Predator, Terminator, Robocop, Spider-Man, all that good stuff. But this is the first thing I've ever had in the collection that looks anything like this, and it's new to me, and I am very impressed. I like it. I like it very much. Let's get cracking. Alright, so I was wondering about this. Let me just turn it over because I realized I've got I haven't got the gold bits showing. So you can actually push this through there because that's the way it's displayed on the box. So I'm just going to copy that. That way she can be holding her two long swords, and she's got the short sword or dagger as a backup. But she's getting there, she's getting ready, preparing for battle. So there she is, fully armored up, fully weaponized, ready for battle. I think that looks fantastic. There's those eyes cutting through. Awesome swords. Got her walking forward. Arms starting to raise up. That is very impressive to look at. Just let you see from the side. Just a lot of detail to take in. I mean, it looks really nice through the camera here, but this is one of those ones you'd really have to see this for yourself to appreciate it fully. It's just riddled with detail, and it's all top notch, I gotta say. So far I haven't run into anything even remotely annoying. I thought that would be the case with armor such as this, but nope, so far it's all been very straightforward. Obviously I do need to tidy up my rope under the chin there a little bit. That needs to, like I say, tuck behind the armor like it does in the image there. But that is an impressive looking piece right there. Just trying out both hands holding the handle of the large sword, just to see if she was able to reach in on herself and do that, and she is, no problem. So you could tweak that and get her kind of running at the enemy holding the long sword here with both hands. The hilt or the handle of the sword is certainly long enough for both hands to be on there with room to spare. So there you go. That is one big sword. I was curious to know if she could kneel and do something like this. So if that leg can do it, you can assume that the other leg will too. And that is just a nice little option for you. I've ran into no problems with restrictions on articulation due to the armor. It's very well designed and doesn't hinder any articulation so far. Great knee bend, great elbow bends. The thigh is able to go backwards and forwards, in and out. So no problems with articulation so far. And I'm sure you can get that looking better than this. I really haven't gone to great lengths to come up with anything too fancy here, just to illustrate that you can get some decent movement through the body. Let's see what else we can come up with. It's already about half an hour's worth of footage shot so far, so I don't want this to be an hour-long review, because I'm not too sure that's what Pop Toys had in mind, but maybe they did. I don't know. Let's see what else we can come up with. I thought I'd just put her up on both knees just to show you what it looks like, and then I was thinking, It would look cool if you took off the helmet and the mask, or maybe left the mask on but just took off the helmet and used her other arm to hold on to that helmet. Just taking a moment out, or maybe she just finished the battle. But yeah, it's great articulation in the legs. Just let you see that the feet do move really well. You can get them flat, so they won't be doing that awkward thing where the legs are, you know, on the ground, but the feet are still pointing outward. So that looks very natural, very nice. I do like that. Perhaps a moment of prayer, something. Just a moment to herself before she goes out and does the unspeakable. Boy, does that look sweet. And with something like this, you wouldn't have to worry about damage to a suit or anything like that, because the parts that are bending are material, fabric. So you're all good. You could leave her like this if you wanted to, forever, and no harm would come to her, in theory. Found a use for the box. There you go, she can just sit on that. Just to show you that she can sit in a chair or on a box or on a rock if you have one. I think a big rock would actually look better if you wanted to have her sitting down for some reason. Just to let you see she can do it, and looks mighty natural while she's doing it too. It's a very impressive looking piece. Can't stress that enough. Very impressed. Alright, now here's a cool, pretty dynamic pose for you, just to get you some demonstration on the leg movement. Good balance using the large sword, obviously, just to help out with that, but I'm pretty sure she could do it regardless. Couldn't really get the pivot all the way flush on the ground there. Maybe I could if I tried a little bit harder. As you can see, it's a pretty sweet looking pose. Again, because of the nature of the outfit, you wouldn't have any troubles or worries about leaving her like this long term on display, which would be just a nice change of pace, because I do collect a lot of the, I won't mention names of companies, let's just stick to Pop Toys here, but you know the big dogs out there in the 1/6 world in Hong Kong, and a lot of them, they look fantastic, but you can't leave them in the kind of poses that you'd like to, because you know, the suits are usually made of some kind of material that will not withstand that kind of treatment over time. But this is a different kettle of fish altogether. This is a figure that you can pose and leave it like that without fear. And I just think that looks very cool. Just spreaded out the legs even more to get more of a wide stance, and really bent the elbow quite a bit there to get a decent bit of movement there, just to show you. Pretty sure that's a double bend. Just the particular angle that I've got her in right now. Ooh, there's you. I think that might be your thumbnail right there. Possibly. But yeah, that is just, I like that pose, that's working for me. I would probably leave her looking something like this in my collection. You know, that is just very different from anything else I have on display. That just sort of commands attention. I can imagine someone walking in and pretty much going to this straight away, because it's very different from anything else I have. It is really cool. I mean, like I said, posability so far, very unhindered and quite easy to pull off cool poses, which, you know, like the best of them, will allow each person to have an individual look for their piece. It won't just be museum poses across the board with this one, although she will look fantastic like that as well, as you saw at the beginning of the video and the unboxing. But if you want to go full extreme, you can, and she'll look sweet. Just show you that pose from the back, because I think it looks really cool. As you see, yeah, it's a shame. I mean, you put it in the detail, people aren't going to be able to appreciate all of this detail at the back, because there is a lot going on at the back that you don't really want to miss out on. Really, just a lot for the eye to take in. I gotta say, man, I mean, they did a really good job with this. Really good balance, no stand in sight on this one, and as you can see, that shoulder armor, as I showed you the way it's designed and the way it falls on the shoulder there, doesn't hinder any articulation. I was able to get the arm all the way up there. Doesn't feel too stressed out as I'm doing it. And yeah, I keep repeating myself, but as I'm looking through the camera, I can't help but be impressed. I've only had this a day, and like I said, I've never really seen anything like this particular kind of figure before, and just that angle right there, the eyes, the position of the arm behind the head, this arm here, showing the glorious detail of the handle on that sword, and all those just little intricate, let me just get this camera to focus on this area here, all those little intricate details. Look at the sleeve underneath with the holes, the string going through, a different kind of pattern on the upper material, the darker blue, and then the lighter blue with a different pattern underneath that. The like sash kind of belt area where the dagger's going into, and she still manages to never look bulky. She's still slim, you know, athletic, a true warrior. Just badass, man. Look at that. Alright. Yep, she's standing up just fine. And that pretty much brings us to the end of this review, guys. I would definitely recommend this figure. I pretty much love it. There is nothing really for me to point out as a negative. Genuinely, I mean, the posability has been fantastic. The armor, the outfit has all been done very well executed. It's quite impressive, especially the way all the armored flaps just interjoin with each other but still have great movability. Movability, is that a word? I think it is. So yeah, I really like it. And if you're someone like me who's never seen something like this in person but always been a little bit curious about the warriors, such as the samurais and some of the ninja figures that are out there, this might be a pretty good place to start, or maybe just a one-off piece in your collection. There is another version of this that I've seen on the website. I think this is what some people refer to as the shiny version. There does seem to be a more matte finish version that is slightly less colourful. From what I've seen, it's more of just a black with dark navy blue highlights. So if that's more your thing, that could be for you. Given the choice, if I had been given a choice between, do you want this more kind of red and blue and yellowy black colourful version, or do you want the more muted darker version, I probably would have said give the darker version. But now that I'm seeing this in person, sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of colour on the shelf, because a lot of my figures are Batman figures and Michael Myers figures. They're very sort of dark colours and just, you know, just a lot of black and dark navy blue and browns on the shelf. So this is really going to bring life to colour to the palette, really. But yeah, I think this is a great place to start if you are curious about these kind of figures, maybe just as a one-off piece, and see how you feel after that. But I have to recommend it, guys. I can't lie to you. I think it's a fantastic piece. Posability has given me no problems. Weaponry, accessories, all very well executed, really well thought out. Quality piece. Definitely feels like, you know, a high-end collectible. So yeah, it's always tricky if a company is kind enough to send you a sample to review. There is a part of your mind that says, well, I can't trash it. But thankfully there's nothing here to trash. This is a fantastic piece, and I've been 100% genuine with you. All I can say is, if you're curious, maybe, you know, give it a try, see how you feel. And if you already have quite an extensive collection of warriors, samurais, ninjas, knights, whatever you have, I think this would be a very nice addition. So, massive thank you to Pop Toys for thinking of me. Really means a lot, really warmed my heart, and I've really enjoyed reviewing this figure, and I genuinely think it is fantastic. So I'm pretty sure some of you guys will agree it is a very impressive looking piece. So let me know in your comments below what you think, and if you think otherwise, let me know as well. And yeah, that's about the end of it, guys. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. During October coming up, we've got a lot of horror stuff coming up. There is a whole bunch of Michael Myers related videos on the way, Freddy, Jason, Chucky, some Batman stuff on the way too. And yeah, just a hell of a lot coming up in October. I got 2 months off work, basically from October 1st until November 20th. I am free, so I am going to be busting out the content, so make sure you're around for that. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333, same name as this channel. Again, massive shout out to Pop Toys, and thank you very much. Thank you guys for the support, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. Bye bye.